Hello guys, today we're going to be furring this fursuit. I already have done the pattern, so if you want to learn how to do the pattern, this is not the best video for you guys. I already have the pattern drawn and already working on it. So when I'm finished, I'll see you when I'll be at the sewing machine. And then we are going to start working on this potato. As you can see, they are lined fully. Not fully quite yet, because I do not know how to line the neck. I only know how to line the fursuit head inside. So yeah, we're gonna start working on this potato today. Finally, because I was a little bit of a lazy bum for the past 2 days. So, let's start working. You can see here, I have all the pattern all drawn on newspaper and transferred it onto fabric. Now we'll have to just sew all these tiny little details onto the ears, head, front of the head, and then shave it down. So let's start getting to business. I'll start with the ears since they have the most detail of all of the pieces. Here is one of them. You can see I already have sewn one down. I have to sew all the other 2 black pieces. So I'll grab the 2 black pieces and I'll be right back. I grab my 2 little pieces right here and I'm going to just sew them on so I can sew them with a sewing machine. I'll be using this type of needle since it's easier for me to use. You can use any type of needle what you are used to. Personally, I'm used to this one. So let's start sewing again. Now that one is done, now I have to do the other, and then we are going to go to the sewing machine. Now that it's done, let's go to the sewing machine and sew this first ear. Now that everything is sewn, I'm going to do the other ear the same way as I did with this one. Now that everything is sewn, let's use the sewing machine again. Now that everything's done, I will be going and sewing a different piece now. So now I'm going to sew the face. This part of the face or this part, I don't remember, but I think it's this one. So let's start sewing again. Now then, I'm going to be hand sewing this because this cannot be sewn machined because it's too detailed. I will keep my pattern here so I can check if everything is correct. Magnificent. So let's start sewing. Now that everything is beautifully sewn tightly together, let's just brush out all the fur from all the little places where it should not be. I'll be shaving the fur when everything will be on the fursuit because I found it much more easier for me to do. And yeah, let's do the other piece. This is for the little chunky. Let's put those two pieces in the corner since we might need them later. Let me go and find the other pieces because there's a lot of puzzle pieces right now. I will be doing this one off camera, but because it basically is the same pattern. So I'll see you when this one is done. Now we're going to sew these two together and then sew it with a sewing machine. Before I'm going to sew that on, I'm going to take my fursuit head here and check if everything will be lined up perfectly. I got off the wires when I close my eyes, disconnected and tired. And everything is perfectly together. And I'll sew these two together. And I need to fix some stuff I can see already. Wrong, but I made it right. You came begging day and night. I don't wanna hit the bottom. Don't go out of your state of mind. I've been counting 1 to 10. I'll be back when you begin. With my music I see you go down. Yeah, I see you go down. I see you go down. Now let's go to the sewing machine and sew this perfectly stronger. Strong and tight, no one can even do anything. So now let's do the top part. Now that this one is done, I'm just gonna brush this carefully out. Oh my god, there's fur everywhere. There has been a shedding cat in my house right now. Before I sew this part of the head, I'm going to shave it down and add the nostrils. But that's going to only be for this part. It's just fired. I want to see the light. There we go. I'm going to add the nostrils now, off camera, because this will be my first time adding nostrils. Now I'll be adding this onto the head. We will have to sew it again. Let's check where everything goes. Look at that chunky potato. It looks like a chunkus because, yeah, it's not shaved and it also is not finished. There we go, let's go to the sewing machine and sew this chunky muzzle part. I lost some video footage, but nothing has changed at all. So we're gonna start sewing the eyelids, eyebrows, or whatever they're called. I'm just gonna call them whatever pops into my head first. This one, or this one goes. Weirdo! Oh yeah, this one goes here. This is the part where I usually struggle. This one goes here, so I want to start sewing these two together.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the
Now let's go into the sewing machine and sew this part again.
cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
There we go. Awesome. Now we have to sew this side to the muzzle part. So let's go and sew that closed. Now let's sew these together.
Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
It's a chunky potato. Let's go to the sewing machine. I lost some video footage where I was using the sewing machine for this part, but I'll do the other side off camera because I don't have a lot of time left before my camera is full to the brim. So I'll see you soon when the jaw will be also already on the first skin. So see you guys later. I've finished with the front part of the head skin. We now have to do the back. I'll be sewing it on and then gluing it after. So let's start working on it. This is for the hood, behind the hood. So let's get working on the other parts. I'll be doing most of the work off camera because I don't have a lot of space, as I told you guys, left on my camera roll. So see you guys when I will be at the sewing machine again. Then that I have finished sewing everything together, let's sew the cheeks. Cheekies. Now that everything is done, I'm going to sew on the ears and then sew these pieces together. So many pieces together. So I'm going to sew some ears right now onto this fabric. Now I'm going to go and sew the other ear together. Now then, I'm going to be sewing the cheek and then gluing the skin onto the potato, as we're going to call it. There we go. Everything is sewn on tightly. And now let's go to the fursuit head and put this on. That we have all our pattern done and finished, I'm going to just turn this inside out. This fur skin. That's a lot of skin for this fursuit. There we go. The fur skin is all turned inside out. I will not put that on. We're going to start with the ears. My ears will be beautifully white. Beautiful white. I usually put a little bit of glue around the area, not till the very end, since I'm going to be hand sewing the ear. Usually I do that. There we go. And before you do this, be careful, guys, because this is the place up. There we go, a fluffy ear. Beautiful fluffy ear. Now let's do the other one. There you go, beautiful fluffy ears. Where the glue hasn't been stuck on, I need to put some new glue. Okay, now let's put on that skin of theirs. And this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Put that one in. Let me just get this over with. Now that I have got the skin onto the fursuit, I'm going to be slowly gluing things on and sewing them closed. Let me grab my normal needle. I'll be using the ladder stitch for most of these areas. So yeah. Let me get my glue gun and glue some areas where it needs to be glued. Let me get some string and start ladder stitching some stuff. Let me just get this part with the ladder stitch so this video doesn't take forever. Now that the upper jaw is with the ladder stitch, let's do the under jaw. Now let's do the ladder stitch also on the lower jaw. Let me pause this and make the under jaw also with the ladder stitch. There you go, then both the lower jaw and the upper jaw is fully sewn on with a ladder stitch. I'm just going to brush it out a little bit because there's a lot of fluff coming out everywhere. There you go. Look how fluffy that chunky potato looks. Now that that is done, let me start tidying up the upper eye. I might need to cut some fur to make it look better. But yeah, let's start working on this part. Okay, I'll be back and do a ladder stitch around the eye. Now that this side is done, now I'm going to do the same thing with the other part. So I see you on this side also will be ladder stitch, and then we're going to start with the floppy ears. Now then that these two sides are fully sewn together, I need to sew the under part and the ears together so it doesn't go flop. So I'm going to start with the backing, since, yeah. Let's grab our hot glue pen. Now then, I'm gonna do a ladder stitch again around the ears. So I'll see you later when how it's slowly coming along. I still need to sew this with a ladder stitch, and then I have to start with the other one. So yeah, and then we're gonna be shaving down this potato right here. It needs to be shaved because it's so fluffy. Too fluffy, in fact. See you when I have finished both the ears, and yeah.
In my heart, you're back again. Start of nothing. I felt it hard, you came me in. Caught in the wings of love. Was it all past the time? But you had to leave behind empty promises of feelings lingering. The shadow is here in my head. You run through my veins, I'm frozen. The flashback, yeah, it goes back again. Your love is a chain unbroken. Your love is a chain unbroken. Your shadow is here in my head. You run through my veins, I'm frozen. The flashback, yeah, it goes back again. Your love is a chain unbroken. Sun goes down, you're back again. Still got me hoping. We're hand in hand, hold me up. Feels like a dream, your touch. Was it all past the time? But you had to leave behind. No apologies, no feelings lingering. Your shadow lives here in my head. You run through my veins, I'm frozen. The flashback, yeah, it goes back again. Your love is a chain unbroken. I'm colorblind. Don't know where I lost the colors. I only see black and white, come to think of it. But it all comes back when the moon gets low, dancing in the afterglow. And when the room starts spinning and my eyes are closed, feeling like I'm not alone. 'Cause there's a ghost in the machine. I only see you when I go to sleep. I build a wall under the sheets, and when I'm dreaming that you're here with me, I close my eyes, keep us alive. Someone please turn off the lights. 'Cause there's a ghost in the machine. I only see you when I go to sleep. There's a ghost in the machine. There's a ghost in the There's a ghost in the dreaming that you're here with me.
I think that you're my paradise. I think that you're my paradise. I think that you're my paradise. I swear we've never been so high. We spread our wings and start to fly. Guess we ain't stopping till we touch the sky. She takes me straight to paradise. I think that you're my paradise. I think that you're my paradise. I think that you're my paradise.
The horns are all sewn on, and tomorrow I'm gonna work on the underbelly, as I'll call it. Of course not tomorrow video, I'm talking about real life, because this video is already taking me approximately 2 weeks and a half, 1 week and a half, I guess. So yeah, this chunky potato will be soon finished. I'll have to just do the underside and a removable tongue because, yeah, or else he doesn't have anything in his mouth. So yeah, see you tomorrow, I guess. So now I will be doing the neck area. So I got my pattern. This will be for the white fur, and this will be for the detailed part of the fursuit. So let me draw my pattern on. This piece, tiny piece, is cut out. Now that one of the neck pieces are finished, now I will do the gray pieces. 2 gray pieces. Now then that these 2 pieces are cut, I'm going to grab a big needle, a chunky needle in fact, if I can just get it. Grab a piece of black long fabric. I'm going to be making a tiny dot on the fabric, and I will need to use hot glue and a tiny piece of fur. This is my tiny piece of fur. Let me just clean that up. And now I'll try to get this black fur into the needle hole. There we go, all tucked in. And now we're going to put it in here. You will need to use hot glue after you get the fabric out, and that will be a little of a challenge for some people. There we go, a little black dot. Now I'm going to use hot glue to hold that in place. Just a little dab of glue. We're gonna shave this down probably later. And now let's do the same thing with the other one. Let me just clean out that fur, what we don't need. There we go, grab my little black fluff and do the same exact thing. It seems like I have made it a little bit too chunky. We don't need chunky pieces. There we go. Got it in the needle again. Grab your fur and pop it in the little place you want to put it. Let me just put my... Wow, this is a struggle. Finally got it in. There we go. A little tiny black dot, what you can barely see because it's not shaved. And let's put a little dab of glue to hold it in place again. And now we can turn off the hot glue gun since we won't need that anymore. Now grab your little needles and sew everything together, all the pieces together. There we go. Grab my pieces, throw those in the pan, twinge, and put these in the places where it should be going. And this one goes here, and this one goes there. I'll see you when this little piece is shaved together. I mean, sewn together, not shaved. Well guys, I have finally finished this pre-made, what I finished, and I lost a lot of video footage as when I was filming a video. So let me show off this chunky potato, the chunky Dutch Angel Dragon, what I made. It will come with 2 removable tongues. One is like really hard to get off. One is long and the other one is short. Let's put that back in. And the fursuit head is lined, not the neck part since I don't know how to do that because I'm a dumb potato, but everything else is pretty nicely lined, no foam exposed anywhere. My first attempt of making lined fursuit paws didn't really work out, as you can see. Yeah, that was a failure. But for my first attempt, they're pretty good. So I'll put on this pre-made fursuit and show it off. And see you then. Well then. This fursuit is beautifully done with chunky beans. Pretty chunky beans. One of my paws didn't really, they are not the best. Personally, I love how they look, but they're a little bit not comfy. Because yeah, my first attempt lining fursuit paws didn't really work out. But Yeah, they're pretty good. And the big swooshy tail. Swooshy. And not so wobbly ears. Nya, na, 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 na. Nya. Ew. So, I hope this potato will find a home. They will be I'll be selling them on my Etsy and the dealers then. Linked in my bio will be my Etsy, and if you're interested in my dealers then account, I haven't linked that in the comments anywhere, so yeah, that's a fail. So see you in the next video, what will be in August 20th, on the 20th or 23rd will be a video of me going to a convention. So see you when that video comes out public to the world again. So ta-ta! See you in 2 weeks, I guess.